Hello, and welcome to another month of free mini Akashic record readings. One of my favorite days of the month, and I actually have a bit of a fun update because I am going to be adding a second date to these free mini readings, and that's going to be on the 22nd of every month. So I'm going to go live at 7 p.m. on the 22nd of every month, and I'm going to be doing free mini readings. That way, my friends who are in Australia and other parts of the world, or maybe you work during the day or whatever it is, there's going to be another opportunity each month. Now, over here on this screen, you may see me looking over on this screen. So what I'm doing this time is I am live right here on this screen on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube. And this is primarily where I go because StreamYard does not allow me to stream over to Instagram. And because my husband set up a really, really, really cool setup here, I have my phone over here live on Instagram. Okay. So if you see me looking between both the screens, that is why. Okay. So the other thing I was going to say is if you have a question that you are wanting to ask today for a free mini reading, drop it in the chat. I will. Okay, Jill, I saw you moved over here because you moved over to YouTube. Yeah, okay. So Instagram froze. You both kind of did. You want the direct experience. Once again, we'll see how it works here. So Yolanda and Jill moved over to YouTube from Instagram. Grateful to have you here. Grateful to have you here. All right. So that was the logistics of that. As far as personal things, while you guys are writing in your questions in the chat, write a question that you have. I'll go and order the question. We are in a new space. It is absolutely beautiful. You see this like cool light behind. We are in such a beautiful, expansive place now. I'm so excited to be here. We are in the middle of the country, so we're on Central Time. And what's been interesting is as I've had my own personal experiences, and also too, I've started the 7 weeks of magic group course, which you may have heard, group experience, I guess. You may have heard me talk about on the last live that we did, or if you follow me more, you may have seen it in between me mention it, is the messages that are coming through from the record keepers are so potent, and they're so good. And really the big thing that I want to share overall that the record keepers have been sharing in so many of the messages is that it's important for us to practice presence and observation. When we can practice presence and observation, it allows us to be in a space of more peace, and then to also let go of things that we may have been holding on to. And in one of the messages that came through, they had shared, I loved it. They had shared that the thing is we want to release stuff. We really do. We want to release stuff. And a lot of times we put too much effort on trying to release things, when really the releasing is the easy part. That's funny. I don't know if you guys saw. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Oh my God, that's funny. I'm sorry, I can't contain myself. Instagram, you might not see that, but I'm here. My face is super red. That's awesome. I'm just thinking it would have been better if you would have just walked in and grabbed what you needed. Oh, that was hilarious. Oh, love it. Okay. Oh, that's funny. Okay, let me get grounded because that was hilarious. Okay, so what they were sharing is I don't even remember what I was saying. No, that was way better, Jill said. Oh, that was hilarious. I don't even think I could have acted like it wasn't happening. At first, I thought it was the dog, but it wasn't. Oh, lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I don't even remember what I was saying, but maybe that was the point, to continue to move on into other things. So Yolanda, I see that you put your question over on Instagram, which is totally fine. You don't have to. Oh, Yolanda's reminding me. You were saying about putting too much effort on. Oh, yeah. Okay. So what they were sharing is that we put too much effort. Me too. I was like, oh, there's a pub. Is that we put too much effort into the releasing, right? Like I want to release this. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. And the thing is it actually is the steps before that come in the presence and being in the presence and being in the observing and the observation. That is where that is what sets the tone for the releasing to happen more naturally. Okay. So the biggest thing that I would like to share is just the more that you can be in a place of observation, be in the present moment versus making and talking from the past or talking from the future. A lot of times when we are in the past and the future, that's coming from a place of scarcity or lack or fear. And so when we're in the present moment and we're feeling and we're here and we're grounded from this place, from this moment, from this presence, observing what is. And as we observe what is, there's a process, and they gave me a beautiful visual for this. Is like as we have our thoughts and beliefs, they're here a lot of times, they're attached to us and they become our identity. Then what happens as we go through this process of presence, observation, detachment, there's a point where we start to observe them and they come like outside of us, right? But they're still like chained to us. Like we can see them outside of us and we're observing them. And we're like, oh, okay, that happens. But there's still like a connection to us where it very easily can just get pulled right back into us. Boop, we pull it right back in. And then it goes back out and it comes back in and it goes back out. And then the next visual and the next step that they showed me is that then that thought or belief or whatever it is just in your orbit and you're in a place of observation. You're like, oh, wow, that's really cool. Okay, I see that. I love it. I accept it. I love this is beautiful. Okay. And it's just orbiting and you've come into this place of acceptance. Then from that place, you accept and you're like, okay, you know what? It's okay. I love this. It's okay. I can live with this. This is beautiful. That's fine. Then it comes back towards you, like the first vision. And that's where it's like the I am. There's this place of detachment and there's this place of love for what is. And then, then from there to the next vision or the next picture they gave me, then that's when the release is. Then it releases because you've gone through this beautiful cycle of being present. And I laugh because I know how frustrating the cycle can be because I've been in it so many times for so many different things, especially when we're caught in our head over stuff. And when we're caught in our head, a lot of times we're identifying with our thoughts and beliefs as if these thoughts and beliefs are us. But what if you were to take the perspective that your thoughts and beliefs aren't you? What if that were to be your perspective? And what if you were to come into a place where you're holding space for the possibility that that's not the case? And what if it is just, in fact, a thought or belief? And this thought or belief is energy. And here's the thing, as we are looking and we're holding space for these thoughts and beliefs, and we're observing and we're detaching and we're going through this process, we can choose to still embody those thoughts and beliefs. But the thing is when those thoughts and beliefs are causing us to feel out of alignment, to feel stress, to feel anxiety, to feel frustration, to feel not good enough, to feel something that is not helping us to feel more empowered. That is where this process, because as things are coming up, they're coming up to be observed so that you can release them. And by this process, there is nothing wrong with you or nothing to be fixed. If you have these thoughts or you have these beliefs, all it is simply observation. And how you come into that detached observation and love for what is you observe and you hold space and you're in the present moment. Okay. So drop in some big gems here right away. Jill, that's a good message. Yes, I totally agree. Hi, Stacy. I see that you're over here on Instagram. Maybe still. We'll see. All right, let's get into the questions. If you have a question and you want it answered, go ahead and drop it in the chat. And I am going to start with Yolanda's. Okay. So right now I'm going to tune in to Yolanda. Oh, Stacy, you are still here. I'm going to tune into Yolanda and then I'll read her question out loud so that way we all know what it is. Hopefully it's not a Dr. Seuss. Well, we will see what's in the cards for you today. All right, Yolanda's question is, why am I in a relationship with a certain other person in this lifetime? I don't know if I have to give you his name. So it's up to you because we are on a public reading. If we were in a private reading, then yes, would definitely use his name. If you do want to share his name, it can help to bring in even more clear information. So if that's something that's important to you, you can drop the name in the chat, or it's okay. We can go with what comes through. And like I said, yes, if we were in a private reading, then definitely would want his name. Okay, so Gonzalo. Okay, so what I am hearing first and seeing is yeah, Yolanda, the full name can definitely help. Like your full name and his full name are things that can definitely help to bring in even clearer information. But I also want to honor and respect that we are on a live and those may not be things that you want to give, which is fine. Okay, so the first thing they were showing me, okay, so I added, okay, Yolanda's giving me more information here. All right, give me 1 second and let me tune in and see if anything switches. Sarah, I see your question, so I will get to that. And Jill, I see your question. I will get to that as well. I'll do Jill's and then Sarah's. Okay. All right, so Yolanda, everyone give me 1 second to tune in because she gave me more of her name, so that way I can see what additional clear information comes through. Okay, so what's what's immediately coming through is I heard the Cheshire cat. I don't fully know what that means, but that's what I heard first come through. And I'm hearing there's a game of cat and mouse. There's a bit of a game of cat and mouse that's being played, and they're still showing me what I saw before, which is the I don't know what to call it, but I guess kind of like an infinity symbol going on and on and on, which doesn't fully make sense, but let me see if I can draw a picture here. I guess kind of like the Kundalini energy, if you know what that is, or so kind of like that is what they're showing me energy wise. So they were showing me that. Let me see what else is coming through here. He was in my last reading. I don't even, oh my God, that's so funny. I don't even remember that he was in your last reading. That's hilarious. Okay, so they're sharing that your strength to Okay, so it's like your strength and your wisdom will help you to, um, I guess, switch the trajectory of this relationship or of this path. Really, it's more of this, right? To switch the trajectory of that, because um, it's almost as if like these points here are these points where it becomes more like Cheshire cat energy. And then there's kind of like a going away and then a Cheshire cat and then a going away. And then like that's intergrained and entwined. And it's interesting because the way they're giving to me is very complex. It's very layered and very complex. That it's a little challenging for me to decode. Let's say that, and the fact that that's the way it's coming through could also be the message here too. They're letting me know that there's like a desire from his energy. I think my entire record is complex. It must be. So they're giving me like this with his energy. His energy is desiring a little bit of space. And it's like space to breathe and be more him, for him to come more into himself and for him to um, really understand who he is at a deeper level than the way that he is perceived, the way that he is, the like who he's been. It's like even deeper than the way that he's viewed himself over time. And so the invite is for you to um, hold space for him in this and to girl, get next time before you come on, can you be like, can you please decomplicate all this? Because it's like really, it's interesting because it's like when it's coming through, it's like they'll give me something, and then I go to explain it, and it's like taken away. It's very interesting, and that's why I'm pausing because I go to say what I saw, and then it becomes very challenging for me to say what I saw. I don't know if that makes sense. And if you're new to Akashic Record stuff, you might be like, "What the hell?" But sometimes this is what happens. Okay. So they're sharing that it's important for you to hold space for him. That's really the biggest thing. Hold space for him. Mm. Okay, so it's back to this. Hold space for him. And it's like how I said that these moments come back and then it goes back out. My fingers, how do I? There it goes back out and comes back in. It's like instead of being on this ride with him, where it goes out and comes back in, then just observe him being on this ride. Just observe and hold space for that because it's like being in this pattern brings in the Cheshire cat energy. It's almost like the Cheshire cat energy is like at each one of these points. And that's why it keeps carrying through everything. He wants his space to go be with other women, then he comes back to me. Okay. Let me see if there's anything they want to share about that. They're sharing that he's the Cheshire cat. He is completely the Cheshire cat. And there's a lesson for you to learn from this. And by giving him space, it gives you the opportunity to see yourself more clearly without being entangled with the energy of him without being entangled in the energy of the Cheshire Cat. Without being entangled in that. It gives you more space. It's as if, like, by doing that, you can see yourself more clearly, which is more important than seeing what you look like with him. Like, seeing yourself clearly and independently allows you to then, and they were saying something to this effect before, like, create a different path, create a different pattern, right? Create a different pattern and how that looks and how that, and too, allows you to make even more grounded, clear decisions on how you want to move forward. Because I do see that there's, like, they're showing me that there's a path and where you move forward where he's not a part of the path. And in that path, you're very free and you're very happy. And at the same time, they're really wanting me to be very clear about this, is that you have free will and you can choose what it is that you want to do. And so the big thing here is about how you are interacting with the Cheshire Cat and what that means as it relates to your two souls, like how you were relating to that. Are you on the ride of the Cheshire Cat and letting it go whatever direction that you want it to go, or are you observing this and seeing the Cheshire Cat for what it is, and then not playing its games or falling into its tricks, or, you know what I'm saying? You're like, cool, I see you and that's cool and I honor you and I love you, but like I'm over here and I'm not doing that. Okay? So you're saying makes sense. Oh my god, yay. My daughter wrote the end on your symbol. That's awesome. Okay, Jill. Okay, Jill. Jill, do you want me to still, I don't know if you have a second, do you want me to still do your question and you come back and watch it, or you want to come back and ask it? Actually, you know what? You should probably be here present. Take that back. Take that back. You should probably be here present. Have we done this over lifetimes? Let me see. They're sharing that you knowing this is not important right now. It's completely irrelevant to the path that you're on. It's completely irrelevant. They're saying that that information would completely cloud any of your decisions right now, and it's just not important. It's not something that serves you to know that right now. Yeah, it's not important for you to know that. Okay? So sending you love, Yolanda, sending you love, sending you love. I do see there's a couple questions over here on Instagram, so I will get to all of these. Thank you, Yolanda. I'm going to cut cords from you and clear out and move on to the next one. All right. So Jill, I will let me know as soon as you're back, and I will pop over to you as soon as you get back. All right. So we've got over here on Instagram, I see that Sarah is next. All right, Sarah's question is, I feel stagnant right now and I don't have a desire to be as ambitious as I have been in my adult life. Why do I feel this immense change and how is it helping my higher self and life path? All right, Sarah. So when I was tuning into your records, what was coming through was just immense sadness and the release of this sadness. And it feels so freeing to release this sadness, that this sadness has been locked up inside from an energetic standpoint. Um, it's been trapped inside and it's finally releasing. And so it's like all of this is coming up for oof. I just felt like this immense surge of energy up into like my crown and third eye. And so if you've never had a reading before, when I feel things, or if you guys are watching, when I feel things, I'm feeling them on behalf of you. And so maybe it means something, maybe it doesn't. So when I'm saying those things, that's what and how and why it's coming through. Okay. Um, Okay, so they're sharing that a big piece of this is helping you to appreciate what is and what has been before you get to the what could be part of your process. They're sharing that there's been a bit of anxiety throughout your lifetime, and the anxiety has driven you to make the decisions that you have made in your lifetime. And so there's been a relationship between, and this could be known or not known from you, and it's okay, but there's been a relationship between the anxiety driving the behavior and then the behavior producing like a positive outcome, something that has been favorable from your mind standpoint or from what you've seen in your world. And so there's been that relationship, and they're sharing that part of this transition for you is really to help you to see yourself in a new light, to be able to accept yourself for who you are, to be able to love what it is that's coming up and honor what it is that's coming up, and feel the expansive joy and the freedom from this opportunity. Because they're sharing that the anxiety, it's interesting because they're saying that the anxiety is something that it's like the volume has been turned down on that, and there's less of it. And so it's almost as if the anxiety triggers that come up or that are presented to you now, it's like they trigger this past memory of who you were, and they then trigger a response. Like it's not even a response of you, it's just like a programmed response. Is like it triggers this response, and that's where there's a bit of like hesitation and struggle, because it's like, wait, this is triggering a response, and that's triggering these thoughts and ideas, but I don't really want that, and I want to move this direction. And so therefore it's like you have a beautiful opportunity right now, a beautiful opportunity to really step into expansion and to really follow what it is that's on your heart. That's what's being opened up for you right now, because it's like I said, the anxiety's been turned down. And so like it's there, but it's like you don't even have to engage with it. Engage if you choose, but you don't have to. You don't have to engage with it. Okay? So sending you love. Thank you so much for trusting me. Thank you for being here, Sarah. Thank you guys over here for being okay, both of you for being okay with like switching camera screens as I was trying out something new. So Sarah, sending you love. And I see here another lifetime. Can we DM you the questions? No, I'm going to have no way to look at DMs. You'd have to pop them in the chat, and I'm going to go in order. Like, I don't even know. It's my first time going to Instagram Live. I have no idea how to be able to DM the questions. If you want something private, then the best thing is to book a one-on-one reading with me. That would be the best thing. I'm going to throw it over here. But if you want to book a one-on-one reading, you can go to akashicactivations.com. That's also on my link in bio on Instagram that you can find that. Let's see who's next here. Stacy, you are next. I see Stacy's next. And then Beatrice, you will be after that. So Beatrice, let me know if you're still here when I get to you. Okay. Okay, gonna disconnect from Sarah. Okay. Now, Stacy, I'm going to connect you and then I'll read your message. And I believe you are still here, Stacy. Let me know. Yeah, here. Okay. And another lifetime, if we end up getting to your question, I'll need to know at least your first name or first and last name, since your profile is like another name. Okay. What messages? Okay, so Stacy's asking, what messages were downloaded to me yesterday during my breathwork session? It was the most powerful thing I have ever experienced. Anja, you drop them in the chat. Hi, Sandy. So the record keeper, Stacy, are like, oh, dear one, you opened up a portal into your heart, a portal into a parallel timeline, a portal into the universal truth of your soul. And so it's like you have unlocked and tapped into another piece of your awakening. And so they're sharing that a big piece of this is your like body and mind catching up to this. And there's really not much that you need to do besides stay open to what's unfolding in the what is the word I want to say, like in the like what it's like in the ethers, but it's not the ethers, it's like just in, I can't think of the word, so I'm going to try to explain what it is that's coming through, is like you tuning into even like the smallest of things, like the I don't know what the word is. So I'm just going to trust that you are going to receive this, because it's like there's obvious things and there's less obvious things. So it's kind of like tuning into the less obvious energies and being open to those. That's the best way that I can explain it. I started screaming and speaking in tongues or light. Ooh, that's exciting. Yeah. Oh my God. They're like, here's what they're sharing. Okay, Stacy, here's what they're sharing. And I see you say it froze. So I think we're still good over on like YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. So at least if you can't see it here, then you'll see it over here. So they're saying like, this is such a beautiful moment for you where just be open to receiving. Be open to receiving, be open to the process, allow it to flow. They're like a whole new world is unlocked for you. And all it is now is just continuing to cultivate it. And they're sharing like, find the others. Find the others. And I have somebody I could probably introduce you to who has been doing the same thing. So there can be a way to just communicate on a human level of understanding and catching up to what it is that came through. So I don't know if it's still frozen. I'm going to trust that you're going to receive it here or here. Sending you love, Stacy. I'm so excited for you. Sending you love. Thank you so much for being here. And I'm going to disconnect and move on to the next question. which is going to be Beatrice. So let me know if you're still here on YouTube, Beatrice. And I will get to your question next. Stacy, okay, cool. Raylene, you said, I'm new and I'm curious. Awesome. So it's up to you, Raylene. You can just continue to watch along and just receive. Okay, Beatrice. You can continue to watch along and receive. If you have a question, you can drop it in the chat and I will get to you. Sandy, I see your question too. And since you've had questions on others, I'm going to put some of the new people before you. And so if we have time, we'll get to yours, Sandy. All right, over here on Instagram. Okay. All right, Beatrice, you're next. And then I think we're going to pop over to Instagram to another lifetime will be after that. Okay, so all right, Beatrice. Whew, Beatrice, connecting to you. There's a lot of warmth and energy here. I'm like really hot right now. Scrolling up to see what your message is. What are my spiritual gifts? Oh, what a beautiful question. So the first thing that I'm seeing, Beatrice, is I'm seeing a picture of hands, of your hands being a portal of healing. So they're sharing, they're like, dear one, we are so grateful that you're here. We're so grateful that you're here and that you are open to connecting and deepening your gifts, the gifts of your soul, the gifts that you have had for many lifetimes, and that you will also deepen and expand in this lifetime. We're excited that you are here as an activation because the words that we are speaking are carrying an energetic resonance that are providing an activation for you. We will share with you that the words that we are sharing through the channel are really actually irrelevant. Holding the space for you right now and sharing what it is that we share, there are certain things that we are going to say that are embedded with activations to help you deepen and open up your gifts even more, because you see, dear one, this is a remembrance of who you are and who you have been over many, many lifetimes from a soul expression. You have access to many gifts that you have not come into the knowingness of yet. There are gifts that you have yet to uncover and yet to expand into. And what we'd invite you to focus on and place your intentions on is to follow your desires, follow what it is that is lighting you up from a soul space, and follow that first. Dear one, you have many, many interests. You have many things that you are into and that you desire, and there are many things that light you up, and this is perfect. There is nothing wrong with all the things that light you up. In this journey of following the things that light you up, pay extra attention to where the energy is coming from. Is it coming from a place of curiosity, or is it coming from a place from the heart? Tune into what you are feeling and sensing and receiving that goes beyond what the mind is perceiving. Feel into where you are drawn energetically. Pay attention to the messages that you're receiving from your guides, your higher self, the universe. Pay attention to these messages because these are the breadcrumbs that are going to lead you into the series of steps that will help you to expand your healing gifts and your ability to impact so many lives. You see, you're already doing this. You are already doing this with the work that you are currently in. What is going to happen is you are going to, in the future, see yourself from a whole new perspective. The way that you view yourself now is going to be very, very different here in the very near future because you are going to transform in such a way that you will not recognize yourself. And we would like you to know that this is quite beautiful. This is an absolutely beautiful thing to be able to look back in the very near future and look back and be like, wow, I don't even recognize her. Because there's going to be so much expansion. And so they're inviting you to really be patient with the process and really enjoy all of the moments and all of the steps, and to keep an open mind and not rush anything, to allow things to unfold for you and allow your genuine kid-like curiosity to be the catalyst that drives you from step to step to step to step. It is this kid-like, childlike curiosity that will allow you to expand even deeper and to be able to receive without the mind getting in the way. And they're sharing that if the mind is in fact getting in the way, it's as simple as stating an affirmation to invite your soul gifts to be even louder than the words of your mind, to invite your guides and your higher self to be even louder and to show themselves even clearer than that of your mind. You are in a very beautiful space right now, and we are super excited for you to experience what yet is to unfold, dear one. We are not going to tell you exactly what the gifts are. The only hint that we are going to give you is that one of your gifts has to do with the hands and healing with the hands. And they are sharing this. They're sharing that while the instant thought is of Reiki, and that may be a stepping stone. They're like, that's like, it's not Reiki. Okay. It's a stepping stone. There are other healing gifts that happen through the hands that are different than Reiki. And what your soul is aligned to is something much more expansive than Reiki. I'm going to rephrase that because Reiki is expansive, but it's different. Reiki has a different vibration. And so it is of a high, like Reiki is, this is Jeni talking. Reiki is more of an energy. It's just different. It's a different vibrational energy than what they're sharing. Okay. So when I say more expansive, it is just very different than Reiki. Okay. It's a higher vibrational frequency than Reiki. And so they're sharing that like Reiki may be a stepping stone, and it's not one that you need to do. But if you find yourself being drawn to Reiki, just be mindful that that's because that's what's familiar and that's what's known and that's what's most talked about. That allow it to be like the portal, the door that you step through that opens up the other doors. Okay. Beatrice, sending you love. I see that you said this is so beautiful. Thank you so much for trusting me. Thank you for being here. Since I have so many new people on today, I'm so grateful for that. If you love this and you want to get your own reading, you can go to Akashic Activations and get your own private reading. And if you want, I send out beautiful channeled messages every week-ish on my email list. And the one that went out this week was titled "Your Expansion is Inevitable." Such a beautiful message. And so there's really amazing things that I send out on that. So if that's something that interests you, you go to jeniholla.com and you can sign up for free mini, like little fun messages in your inbox that are channeled from the Akashic Record Keepers. All right. All right. Love this. Love this. Thank you, Beatrice. I'm so grateful that you were here too. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you found my channel and that you are here. All right, going to disconnect from Beatrice. Wow, it's already been 45 minutes. Okay. All right. Let's see here. All right. Another lifetime. Sandy, are you still here? Because you're next. I see there's only 2 people on live on Instagram. So, Sandy, are you still here? Another lifetime. Let me know in the chat. If you are not still here, then the next one the Sandy on Instagram. Sorry, Sandy, on Facebook. Sandy, who's another lifetime 77777. If you're still here, let me know. I can answer Anjali's question. Okay. Anjali, are you still here? Let me know. Go ahead and let me know in the chat if you are still here. Hi, Erica. Okay, so you're still here. I know there's like a couple Sandys. All right. Anjali. Is that your first name, Anjali? All right. Hi, Ivy. Welcome. Hi, Erica. Okay, perfect. Perfect. All right, so let me connect to you and I will read your question out loud here in a second. I see it. Thank you, Anjali. Okay. I hope I'm saying your name right, Anjali. I have long-lived health concerns, and I simultaneously have a resistance and trust issue with medical professionals. Not sure how to deal with this. I also sense spirit attachments. Okay, so when I was connecting to your records, what I saw was I just saw like a lot of movement and distractions in your energy and auric field where I saw a vision where it was like, like get out and just like sending everything out is what I saw. And so let me see what else they have to share with you about your question. So what I'm hearing is hi Carrie. What I'm hearing is it's like troubles of the mind. Troubles of the mind is what's coming through. And it's some of what this is picked up from like cultural experiences and people around you. Some of it is not. And a lot of it is not you at a true soul level. A lot of it is not you at a true soul level. They're sharing that what you're experiencing. Oh, there's a couple different things here. So what you're experiencing, they're saying you're very chills. They're saying you're very empathic and you're experiencing like the thoughts and feelings of others. You're experiencing things that aren't yours. And so it's like you've been taking them on as yours because you haven't been able to distinguish between like what is authentically yours and your energy versus what is the energy of others. And so they keep bringing to me a couple of different practices that you can do. They don't have to be these are just examples that I'm aware of that I do that I have. I have on my insight timer, which is my link on bio here on Instagram, is I have a energy clearing meditation that was channeled from the records. I use it all the time. use it all the time. Like, even if I'm just out and about in the community, just to keep me clear of others' energies. And so that's free. That's on Insight Timer. So if that's something that aligns, you can pop on there. And then the other thing that they're sharing with me, and I'm going to do my best to explain it, and I'm going to give you the resource. Let me do a quick search over here so I can tell you. Okay. So one thing also that you can do for yourself is what I do as an Akashic Records practitioner is I regularly, before readings, and I do what's called like a knife clearing ceremony. I'm sure there's a lot of different things out there, but this is what I learned from my teacher is essentially there's a certain invocation, a prayer, an intention that you say, and you're asking Archangel Michael to come in and clear all things that aren't serving you. No, 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 no. Like that type of a thing. And then you take a stainless steel, well, you make a noise, and then you take a stainless steel knife and you cut around your aura, and that sends different entities, like Archangel Michael takes them and sends them to a place of evolution or dissolution. I said that really fast. That's a lot. I'm not expecting you to be like, oh yeah, I truly know what it is. If you want an example of it, if you go on YouTube and you Google or you type into the thing, Marine Saint Germain knife cutting, and then the actual name of the video is cutting ceremony, clearing a person. You can do this for yourself. It doesn't just have to be clearing a person. She's just talking through how to do it. You can literally do this on yourself. That is a pretty short video. It's 6 minutes and 19 seconds. So that way you can go find that. But those are some things that came through, and anybody can do this. This isn't just for you. Anybody can do these things. These are all things that you can do. Jill, I see you're back. Carrie on YouTube is sharing, Angeli. She's like, I always ask, is this mine? Okay. So that's always something that you can ask too. Let me see what else the guides are sharing for you. So they're sharing the importance of you discovering more internal peace and coming into a place internally with yourself where there is more peace. And when there's more peace, that gives you more space. And it's like the more space for peace that you have, the less space there is for other energies, and not just entities like we were talking about, but energies of disease, energies of lower vibrational frequencies, energy like that. The less space there is for that to occupy in your body. It's almost as if there's like a clearing from the inside out for you to really like expand that energy and clear out everything, clear it all out, like come into a place of pureness and wholeness as best as you can, right? Like but a lot of it is going to be of the intention of the mind and with energy work. A lot of it is from that perspective, is what they're sharing, like spending more time with that. Whew, let me see if there's anything else. Cause this is, I know you asked about health, and really they're not giving any like health specific answers. This is really what's here and present. So I'm going to see if there is anything related to health that they want to say or share about like that part of the question. Yeah, they're really just there. I mean, I heard trust your inner guidance and start with this. Start with these clearings. Start with giving yourself more space, like they were just sharing, like from the inside out. Start with that to give yourself more space to receive messages from God, source, universe, spirit. Like give yourself more space to receive. And I keep seeing that vision. So what I'm seeing is the vision is like, I'm seeing this vision of your whole body being just filled with gunk. And so it's like the vision is, it's like starting with a small circle, and it's like as you're breathing into that small circle, as you're expanding, as you're bringing more peace, and as you're clearing out things that aren't serving you, And I mean, my head is pounding. So like there must be some things in the mind or something that aren't serving you. And it's like clearing that out and just making more space. I'm seeing that circle get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, clearing out the gunk inside your body. Okay. And because it was a health question, this is not medical advice. It's not coming from a doctor perspective. This is I'm just sharing what's coming through from the records. Okay. Thank you so much for trusting me and being here. I really appreciate it. Let's see. Okay. So I'm going to disconnect from your energy. And I see Jill is back over here. So Jill, I will get to your question. I will share this, Angelique, because you can't see some of these comments because I'm on multiple platforms. Carrie on YouTube is sharing health can be energetic. And my daughter was very depressed and I did energy work with her and it helped. I have an issue with headaches, she said. Yeah, so Carrie was sharing my daughter was very depressed and I did energy work with her and it helped. Angelique, thank you so much. Jill, since you left and came back, can you still see your question or can you retype it in while I'm like disconnecting and connecting to you? Because I think it's like way up in the scroll. And especially since we're coming close to the hour, I don't want to spend too much time scrolling to find it. Yeah, another lifetime. I'll do yours after Jill, and then I'll probably close up after that since you gave your turn to Angeline. Because Jill had asked yours prior, then she left and came back. Okay, so I will come back to you another lifetime. Sandy, another lifetime on Instagram. Okay, what am I doing here? Oh, I was going to pop over here. You're welcome. If you are enjoying this and you want to make a donation, I do have a Buy Me a Coffee page. You can go to buymeacoffee.com/the Akashic Nomad. It's really simple and really easy. You can make donations based on coffees. So you can buy me a coffee. I like working at coffee shops. So that's something that you can do. So I'll throw that up there. All right, Jill, connecting to you. Okay. I am still connected to Anjali a little bit. So one sec. Okay, Jill asks, am I on track for what I desire? Okay, Jill, they're coming in a little bit cheeky with the energy as they're like, why are you asking what you already know the answer to? They're like, we love you and we understand why you're asking, but we're going to ask you the question back. Why are you asking for something that you already know the answer to? For you are ready. You are truly ready to begin to and continue to trust what it is that you already know. You are ready to trust what it is that you already know. And so they'll do this sometimes in readings. And, I wish you were here across the screen for me live. And it's just based on the comments, is they're inviting you and like giving you an opportunity to, if there's a different question that you want to ask, you can ask it. If you still want to ask that question, or if you want to ask a little bit differently, you can, but they're giving you an opportunity to ask a different question. So I'll wait while you put that in. And while you're putting that in, Raylene, I see your question, and I love that you are so brave and you put a question out there. We are coming up on the hour, so I'm probably going to be closing this off shortly. And Erica, I see, can you ask one? I really only have time. I'm going to go a little bit over and do one after Jill's to Sandy Another Lifetime on Instagram, because we're already at the hour, and I love doing this, but I have to be super mindful of time today. So I wish I got, I'm like, oh, it's like the thing, I sit in these situations and I really want to just keep going. I want to keep going, keep going, keep going. Well, while we're waiting for Jill to type in her other question that the record keepers gave her the chance to ask is, so I will be going live again on the 22nd of the month at 7 p.m. Eastern. So that'll be another time. I've played with the idea of doing this weekly, but it's just not something that I want to commit to yet. Jill, you said, should I be more specific? Okay, so sometimes when they do this in calls with people, when I do one-on-one readings, it's really an opportunity for you to, because they were sharing like, you already know. So if you feel complete and you feel like you got what you needed, great. Then that's it. And if you want to be more specific, really they're giving you an opportunity to like feel into your energy, come from the heart, come from the soul, and see if there's a different question that resonates more for you to ask. But I was saying that I'm going live on the 22nd at 7 p.m. Eastern. I've thought about going weekly. It's just not something I wanted to commit to an actual time. I really like having a free-flowing schedule. And I will also say that I don't really love having to juggle like Instagram over here and everything else over here. I really don't love that. So I'm not sure if I'll do it all again at the same time or if I'll just do pop-up lives on Instagram. Because it's a lot. So Jill's got her question here. How do I get it fast? Everybody wants to know. Okay, so let's see what they want to share. They're like, oh, we love you so much. They're like, if you got it fast, then you wouldn't even know that you got it. It would land in and you wouldn't even appreciate or be able to really fully understand what it is that you got. The invitation here is for you to allow yourself to connect to the energy of who you are. And from that space, asking questions. You see, the questions that you ask are ones more from the mind, from the desire of the mind. And while it's okay to have desires of the mind, you, in fact, my dear, are ready for connecting deeper to the desires of your heart, of your soul, of who you truly are. You see, we could answer your questions of the mind, but in fact, they don't serve you where you're at right now. They don't truly serve you. All they will do, any answers of the mind that we answer for you, all they will do is will continue to keep you in this cycle of the mind. And for that is not what we see for you. We do not want to continue to feed into the cycle of the mind. You are ready for more. You are ready to expand and to trust who you are and to step into something even bigger than what you've allowed your mind to perceive as safe for you, as okay for you. And the thing is we could tell you what that is. We could tell you, and we're not going to tell you because it is important for you to go through this process, because this in fact is a lesson. This in fact is a soul lesson for you to break the cycle of the mind. Now, they're sharing with me that this breaking of the cycle of the mind, in that, there's also a mind aspect to that of like being like, oh my God, well, how do I break the cycle of the mind? And what do I do? Like, they're showing that there's even that feeds into it as well. They're showing that this is a resonance. This is an opportunity to listen to, this is how it's coming through, the whispers of your soul, to listen to the whispers from your higher self, from your guides, like the things that are there and that are present, that are happening, that where it's like those are happening, and then there's other sounds and noises that are louder, so therefore they block out the whispers of the soul, the winks from the universe, those kind of things. Like, it's like these other things are so loud that it's like turning that up over here to then turn this other stuff down. But it's like tuning into this and allowing this to be quiet and a whisper is what turns it up. Carrie said, Jill, I feel you and have been there. Still go there most of the time too. Let's see if there's anything else here, Jill, for you. Carrie said, good news, it means you're very intelligent. Okay, so the vision that they're giving me now is a vision of like a rubber tire that is rolling, that has been punctured, and like all of the rubber is coming off of it, where it's then just like the metal tire. Like the rubber is just releasing from the metal tire. And they're sharing that, you see, with this vision, it can be interpreted in many, many ways. One may interpret it that it is, in fact, a bad thing, that the rubber has been splayed out and you're down to the metal. What if that is not the interpretation? What if there's another interpretation where it is more important to be the pureness of the metal than it is to have the layers of the tire, the protection? What if, in fact, you don't need the protectionary rubber layers of that tire? The way in which you interpret this metaphor will help to steer you moving forward. Okay. Okay. So that concludes, Jill, for this little mini reading. Carrie is saying that intentionally separate thoughts from feelings. Metal makes sparks. All interpretations. All interpretations. Really, the interpretation that's the most important is yours, Jill. The interpretation that's most important is yours. Thank you so much for trusting me. I'm so grateful you came today. Oh, we're already 10 minutes over, and I am going to do one more. Another Lifetime Sandy on Instagram. If you're still here, let me know. And if I scroll up enough, I could probably find your question. Jill said, okay, thank you. That was received. Awesome. Okay, let me disconnect. All right, I see I only have one person here on Instagram Live. Sandy, another lifetime 7777. Are you still here? If you are, I will do your question next. And if not, nope, no one is here on live on Instagram anymore, which is all good. All good. So, oh, one person's on. We'll see if there ends up coming over there. If not, let me just scroll up and see. I think I missed a couple of. Marlene said it was just a daily thing. My phone is actually turned on to you, so I'm new. Yay. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, let me see, since I'm not seeing that Sandy from Instagram is still here. Let me see, because I had promised that, but we are over time. Let me just check in and see if it's in alignment to do one more or if it's in alignment to close. Okay. My brain wants to continue, but I am getting a no that it isn't, that I should go ahead and close, because I could just keep going. Whenever I keep going, I usually end up kind of like regretting it after, from an energetic standpoint, versus, you know, my heart is like, I just want to sit here all day and do this because I have so much fun. So thank you, Instagram. Thank you, everyone else. I'm going to go ahead and close on Instagram. So thank you, everyone, for being here live. I'm so grateful. Join me on the 22nd at 7 p.m. Eastern. I will be going live again for free mini readings. And like I shared, if you didn't see before, if you're not already on it, you can hop on my email list, jeniholla.com. I send out free channel messages weekly-ish. Had a beautiful one go out this week about your expansion is inevitable. I love these messages. See, there's a couple more comments coming in. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you guys for being here. So grateful. I love this so much. I will see you guys next time, or maybe see you in a private session. All right, bye.